So you learn from failures and mistakes, but you reap the benefits of success.
Yeah, that's what this whole thing is about. The vision that I had when I said iron table, the appearance on the outside looking in of success. Like in our perspective areas of where we are in life, people on the outside looking in, they look at us like, man, they successful. What they do is, but we may not see that within ourselves. I see y'all as successful in what you do.
I see y'all as successful.
And myself, I feel like I'm light years away from where I should be, or where I picture myself to be. But the fact that we're able to talk about this, how we were able to come from where we were to where we are, and promote the picture of success, and be transparent about successes and failures. You know, because there is no success without failure. You talking about old dude? This guy?
So, we're going to have to use him at a future date because he is in his proprietorship. So, he's getting his business and hustle off the ground. He's actually in Alabama, Birmingham, as a matter of fact, right now. And he's trying to tap into the SWAC conference.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he on the ground.
Yeah. So, it's like,
making, networking.
For us, like, He created a logo, which I told him he already had one. JT. But he's done some things, JT. And he's really interested.
I was having that conversation earlier. I think yesterday. I was talking to my sister, and she was talking about one of her friends that he's in his 50s, and he refers to me as Big Brother Josh, and I'm the baby. But the way he talks to me is like king this and brother that. Like he put me up there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, that's what's up. It makes me feel good. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't like he should be like somebody, a mentor type figure, and he is. And we were talking about the difference between mentor and peers. Like my dad, that's a mentor. Mm-hmm. We are peers, right. Amongst each other. And it could be an older person. It could be a mentor. I mean, somebody it could be a peer in the 40s, 50s.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm almost 40. Talking about we're almost 40. We're almost 40.
No. You round down with me. I'm still 34.
Round down.
Yeah.
Well,
5 and up, you gotta go.
Give me my 15 days. I'm taking every last one of them.
Man, I need to take the approach that my wife take. She tell everybody she 18. She's like, I'm 18. And it be passing with some people, like she in school.
But what if I believe it one day? Because I done told myself that I'm 18.
You like, dang.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't be 18 in this moment.
I shouldn't be 18 no more.
Not in this moment. It's just kind of creepy. Yeah. How old? I'm 18. I'm 35.
Yeah, 18 for the 18th time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I actually like getting ID'd though. I'm flattered because I want the same treatment. Like,
Man, I asked me for ID.
Bro.
Man, I was mad this one time. We was at a restaurant, a local restaurant. And they was like, they asked my wife for her ID. And she was like, oh, okay. And she looked at it, she was like, you don't look that old. And the girl that was serving us I think early, she was like 20, 21 or something. And her mom was much older than us. Mm-hmm. So she's looking at us like we're older. But she was like, wait, y'all are a couple? And she was looking at me like I'm old. I'm like, golly.
It take my.
I don't never get mistaken for old though. Like I'm always like a younger, like older people say I got a baby face. Yeah. Like, oh my God, there's no way you have a teenager. And the younger crowd is like, oh my God, you're so old.
Same.
It take about 25 times to come one with it. At first it's like
come one with being older.
I'm not old inside. I'm really not old.
Right.
That's how I be feeling. But I'm old, Jack. I'm telling myself the truth.
I had to explain to Layla about age relativity. I was like, nah, me and mommy not old. Grandma and granddaddy, They old.
Yeah, they got
We young parents. Look
Yeah.
at some of your friends and their parents. They got some older parents. But somebody ain't no business having kids. But
Babies raising babies.
yeah, for real.
Because everybody chasing that bag.
Chasing something.
Instant gratification.
Chasing something, but
Yeah.
But yeah, I was thinking about how we are amongst each other, elevating each other. How we talk to each other is not just like bro this and bro that, like king. Like we talk to each other like almost in reverence of each other. Like I'm in awe how you operate. Like do what you do. I'm in awe of what you do. Like you guys amaze me. I'm blessed to be around y'all, and I'm still that dude, but y'all are too. You know what I'm saying?
As long as you know that about yourself, ain't nobody else that can't make you feel no other way.
Oh.
And it be days you got to tell yourself that
Yeah.
I'm still him. But God, why is you doing me like that, bro?
Sometimes
Why
I
though?
don't feel like it's almost like I'm him, but it seems so far fetched. It seems like it's in the distance.
Yeah.
The light at the end of the tunnel almost.
Because you're the criterion. What that means is you're
Yeah.
the standard.
Yeah. There's never been a me.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
hard when you a template for something
Yeah.
that isn't common.
That's this. You getting deep, ain't it? Already. We just
I'm with y'all, bro.
sitting around and I say all these things and Rashad goes, it's easy because you're the criterion, you're the template.
Yeah,
Like,
I
damn,
mean,
okay.
when you think about it though.
that's true.
For
And
real.
you said, what you say? It's just only you,
I'm the only me.
and there'll never be another.
Mm-mm.
No matter how much you try to go and
Might have
find
similar-
something in somebody, you'll never find another me.
Yeah.
You might find what I made, but he ain't even me. He him.
That's right.
Yeah, I might have similar qualities, but
He not me.
Yeah.
And that's the crazy thing.
I've accepted though.
Yeah.
I'm learning to accept.
That's what I'm saying right there. So nobody. Yeah, man.
But it took me 35 years to accept that.
Mm.
I thought everybody at least thought like me in
That's
every
hard.
respect until I started listening more, being an active listener.
Mhm.
Like the way people perceive just normal things, or like you throw something at me, it's like I'm way left and you over here, and it's like I would have never thought about it like that. But to me it just seems
That's where the iron come in at though.
Bring a different perspective,
Yeah,
and
that's it, bro.
that helps elevate your current thinking. And you thinking on the same level, but you're in a different lane. Like you think you got a different perspective.
you definitely need diversity in your group.
It's like us, each of us lining up at these mirrors. They all the same mirror, but we see something different.
I might be seeing me, what I see, but y'all see something totally different. Because I'm me, and you, and you see you, and we'll be like, bro, do you not see you?
Yep.
That's something I've dealt with the last 10 years. I don't see me how people see me.
Yeah.
And I have, Josh always remind me, you not being you. I don't notice it until I take a picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize I was short till I seen this in pictures with tall. I just thought I was going in high school,
That's different though.
college too. I wasn't scared of nothing, bro.
Because you
I
got,
wasn't even, nah,
What
I
they call
was
it?
kind of scared of Michael Orr.
you should have been.
Marcus Sanford.
Should have been. Those are normal things to
I
fear.
was kind of scared.
Those are normal things. Do you see these people arms?
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't the arms that scared me.
I'm talking about Jamarcus Sanford.
I seen him hit people.
Yeah.
That's the part that scared me.
Yeah.
But me knowing, see,
But then I moved over to the other side. I was on his side, so he didn't hit me.
and see, me looking at his arms, I already know what the
Actually,
hit gonna be.
we did do like
What I know what the hit gonna be like.
practice tackling drills and stuff, and
That
they would just
thing,
pick
man.
me up like I ain't like I'm tackling them.
And look, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying, but I'm saying the same. I saw the same thing, which leads me to the point. What I have in my head, sometimes I relate it wrong, and it comes off first, and that's all they hear. But I ain't ever mean that. So what you got for that? Cause I need help with that.
I wouldn't say you.
Do y'all understand what I just said, though, right?
No, I don't.
I know you didn't understand it.
I don't think it's you relaying anything wrong.
What
It's
the frick that mean? Oh, I know you didn't understand.
No, why I said that was because your face told me.
I
I
Let
was
me read.
with that blank stare on my face.
Yeah,
Like,
you see what I'm saying?
but yeah,
Y'all didn't understand it, but I knew exactly what I was trying to say.
I think I know where you're going is in the sense of me suffering from anxiety, which is a complete tangent from probably what you're talking about. But trying to describe something that isn't either talked about, seen, and trying to explain something to some that you don't fully understand.
How I see it in my head, it doesn't come out like that. So I have to be. That's why I took deep breaths, because I don't want my emotions to sit here. I want it to come out clear and precise on what I mean. So what I'm saying is now, that's what I'm working on, and I'm needing help to do that because that's one of my
be slow to speak, and or like develop your
think before you speak, because I just say what I and then it make
reactive manner.
and it make it worse. Like if I had done it different,
so
it wouldn't be
I'm being calculated and careful with your responses.
Proactive versus reactive is what they'll say in the corporate world.
Because that'll help you when you go study. That'll help you like build your vocabulary and help you articulate, what you're saying to people. I've always been an articulate person.
Right.
Sometimes I don't believe what I be saying, but people do. And
I get that. I understand you on a different level.
I felt him on that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he really meant what he said. He said, I don't even be knowing what I'm saying. But people do. So that was just the funny part. So yeah, that's why I slow to speak, man. Quick to, because when I say first, it seems like I'm attacking you.
And like whatever you say first, that's what they gonna remember.
And you said it most. You said it best earlier. Whatever, I'm passionate when I talk.
Yeah.
So I'm already judged wrong when I come to say what I'm gonna say. I'm saying my hands moving. So that's all they see. And then they upset. Because now I can't get my part away because...
And you big and scary too.
Yeah, and I didn't know that it was emotional when I said it. Because in my head I thought it was right. I thought I breathed. But I didn't. I took a deep breath, but I did. I messed up. I failed the test.
What I tell y'all today, you learn from failures and mistakes, but you reap the benefits of success.
Say that one more time.
So you learn from failures and mistakes, but you reap the benefits of success.
Yeah, that's what this whole thing is about.
Yeah,
that's the vision that I had when I said iron table. It's the appearance on the outside looking in of success. Like in our perspective areas of where we are in life, people on the outside looking in, they look at us like, man, they successful. What they do is, but we may not see that within ourselves. I see y'all as successful in what you do.
I see y'all as successful.
And myself, I feel like I'm light years away from where I should be or where I picture myself to be. But the fact that we're able to talk about this, how we were able to come from where we were to where we are and promote the picture of success and be transparent about successes and failures. Because there is no success without failure. I mean, any successful CEO, millionaires, billionaires out there, like they'll tell you they failed 1,000,000 times before they succeeded the first time.
What I told y'all today. We only got to get it right once.
That's it. That's it. We ain't got these little lapel mics on it right yet. All it takes is that one time.
One time.
Just take one time to get it right. Look, we got the backup joint.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I mean, it also don't have to be perfect either. There's no such thing.
No.
The only one that was Jesus.
Get caught up on the details.
Jesus was the only one, the only human that walked a perfect life. He was perfect. And there's nobody since. It's not going to be anybody.
I was actually thinking about that today, too.
Yeah.
Where people want this, talked on it earlier, is instant gratification. You know, Jesus never teleported anywhere. He traveled, which took time.
Shoot, that devil, I'm sure, walked or rode the...
But,
yeah.
he didn't do it by himself.
That's true.
So everybody that says, oh, I don't need anybody. That nobody in life that's successful,
That's
like truly successful, has done it by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Man, we ain't even gotta be successful. You can't do it by yourself, bro. I'm guilty of that. I thought I could. See, he needed help. You didn't tell him. You didn't tell him he wouldn't have knew that. But now it's in his head. I'm too loud.
If he heard it.
If he heard it.
Yeah.
But if he did hear it, the real issue comes, how did it come to him? Did he take it the wrong way?
Mm-hmm.
That's why perspective, you have to be so okay.
It ain't what you say, it's how you say it.
Yep.
Yes. And people, they already got their mind made up, so when you say something, they already upset.
Mm-hmm. The preconceived notion on whatever. Man, that's one of the hardest things about marriage. Like, in the first few years, was not the things that were said, but how they were said.
Of course.
And it was like, oh, you took it that way. Well, you said it that way. I'm like, yes, that's correct. But, you know, how you meant it is not how I perceived it. And
They go back to me.
the disconnect about that's tough, because for years, you know, I mean, my wife grew up in Sardis, Mississippi, a little bit rougher than I did in Oxford. You know what I'm saying? So she's just naturally come out, you know, abrasive sometimes.
But in her head,
It's not. It's just you talking regularly.
Yeah.
that's what I was trying to say earlier.
And I had to stop. I had to stop blaming it on her. Like it's not how you said it. It's how I had to reflect on myself to see, am I taking this personally? Am I in my feelings? Because I'm, you know, probably the more sensitive of the two of us. And it took some time for me to step back and be like, it ain't you, it's me. And that's one of the hardest things to do.
That's what I meant.
That's one of the hardest things to do.
35.
It's
I'm
not
learning
you, it's
empathy.
me.
I'm learning empathy.
That's why I said I might be part of the problem.
We all own whatever.
I'm holding myself accountable. I'm part of it.
Yeah, I'm
And
saying
I've been through all the years.
It ain't a might. We are
Yeah.
a part of whatever problem is. Because even if it's the other person's fault for real, we have a decision we can make to remove ourselves.
But you subjecting yourself. To echo your point, it's gonna be a struggle with whatever you do, and that's where the compromise comes in. So it's like the vehicle you currently drive. It got its pros and cons, but you're willing to deal with that based on, you know, a decision. Like, okay, I can live with this, but I got my non-negotiables. So even in a relationship, I believe there's communication, there's compromise, and there's compassion. You need all three.
Mm-hmm.
And you gotta be able to know when the right time is. And if it's the wrong time, you gotta make sure that you ain't saying it aggressive. Because my passion comes off as aggressive.
Yeah.
And I'm learning how to feel again. So I'm more emotional than I even realize. So I don't think I'm in my feelings, and I am.
Because it's
When I
not
should
natural
just
for
shut
you
up.
to display though.
I should shut up.
I don't think it's that.
I shouldn't have said nothing. This is This is real.
No.
I'm listening.
This is real. Like right now, in real life.
I agree, but then I disagree too, because you should never belittle how you feel.
Yeah, but
I agree. It's a time and a place.
Me didn't want to react in this emotion.
Yeah,
because it's more at stake to my comment that's attached to me that trickles back.
Well,
So
to the
macro.
No, but you. All right, so you identify the problem.
Surface.
What solutions can we come up with?
Shut up. I'm done talking.
All right, so this not really solving the problem. That's more of a band-aid because the problem still resides.
I see what I
Because
see.
if you shut up indefinitely,
No, not like that. Just
Okay. Well, in that moment, you'll process it. You won't react as you normally would. But do you come
I
back?
didn't act like I normally would.
No, that's good. But do you come back once you're calm or in a setting where, all right, we can have this conversation?
I just think it was bad timing.
When will it ever be a right time?
That's the thing.
But sometimes it happens like that though. There's no way around whatever that is.
Because we
it's
got to the root of it.
Yeah.
And the root wasn't even what I've been overthinking.
Exactly. It's necessary sometimes. Whatever.
So I don't regret asking it.
Yeah.
Whatever the feelings or the emotion or the repercussions of it, it was necessary.
Yeah. Because I saw me for the first time in an area that I pointed at people. I had to go all the way back to 14 years ago. I had to call somebody. Because I wasn't wrong in what I said here. But how it came at me, what God will do is, He'll take a situation that you get your feelings about, and to get what He tried to get out of you, you'll feel like a fool. And that's what I felt like. What I did, what I said, I meant it, stand on it. But it wasn't accusing, it was just a question. But when I had to look at the whole perspective on how this one felt, how that one felt, how it was perceived by my supporting cast, I was like, man, I was wrong when I did this though. So I had to call a friend. I hate to say this, but that's what the back door is. I did that. But there was more to the story, but I still was wrong. So that's just what I meant, bro. And I ain't even in no hot seat.
But that's all that you can do is self-reflect and challenge yourself.
But it goes back to you learn from failures and mistakes,
That's it.
and you reap the rewards of success. So
Now, where you would have a problem is if that happened and there were repercussions, fallout, or whatever, and you don't care.
That's the thing. I think that's what bothers me. I feel.
If you don't care,
I feel everybody.
that's a problem.
I care so much that I care so much that I took me out the equation on how I felt so I can see everybody. And not saying that they wasn't wrong.
But that's empathy.
You know, that is emotional, EQ, the emotional quotient. That is your,
Emotional intelligence.
yeah, that is you being empathetic towards other people. And because if you don't have that, then, you know, you got toxic relationships all over the place.
Because,
There's no compromise.
yeah, it's not what people do to me. It's how I respond to what I get graded on. And so, when you really growing and you're going for the success, you done failed a bunch, you gotta leave it and give it to God, but for real. Because it said, I heard everybody point, I know why this felt that way, I know why that felt that way, but it just feel like you cannot worry about you no more. Because your feelings are having you deceptive about what's right here in front of you.
Well, I wouldn't say don't worry about you no more.
No, not worried about, no, I'm focusing on me.
Right.
But you can't, when it's kingdom, who I am, what I do, how I am, what I was born here to do. I'm a prophet. what I'm supposed to do is enlighten and spread whatever he tell me when he tell me. And so when I'm doing that, I feel nothing. But it's when I'm not talking for him. It's when I'm still human. And I can't mess up my integrity because of a feeling. Because the end of my feelings, like Ray Lewis said, no, E.T., it's nothing.
You just gotta
I gotta take that jump, bro.
You gotta keep
Here,
you in check.
That's it.
That's
and
all.
you can't explain yourself because people already made up their mind and they don't see that what I'm saying right.
It's not for you to explain.
That's where I'm in my life.
What you're speaking and what you're saying is the message, it's the mission. The rest of it, they can deal with.
He's just breaking me from the last word. That's who I am. I want to have the last word, but I'm okay not having it.
Mm-hmm.
That's
pride.
Yeah. So I'm humbling myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because when we look back here in about 6 months and see this and what we gonna be, be like water on the dustbed. Hey, how you doing? If you don't speak, oh well. I can't be distracted right now.
No? Okay.
Cause that's what this is about.
Bro, when you find
Before the elevation, the storm will come.
he in the zone.
Oh yeah. He ready. He got his little tip.
Oh yeah. He motivated me.
Make you feel like you finna fly away.
I'm getting free, bro. Every day.
I strive to get at least 1% better every day.
I don't know how to measure percentages.
Yeah, I can say it's whatever downloaded, bro, I gotta go get it.
Yeah.
Cause if I stay where I was, I'm gonna miss who I'm supposed to reach.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not what my apostle said. I don't get the luxury of sulking. Gotta keep moving. It hurt though.
Move forward.
And then when it really hurts, what you looking at unlocks all the other that you done pushed down. So I'm in a season, but I ain't going. I won't lose. I might lose people, but I won't lose me again.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing's by chance. So
Everything's right about it, actually.
those people weren't intended to go to that next level with you. I feel like we all play a role.
Yeah, we already been on.
Yeah. It's a lot of people that I know are still in the same spaces years later. But you can't want it more than them. And you can't want it for them.
That's the hard part. You be wanting more for other people.
But
and you miss for yourself.
Yeah. Do you realize how much you slow yourself down trying to reach back to grab everybody?
That ain't for me to grab.
I'm learning that as well as the people who know, who support, who understand that the reason why I'm not as active or doing what I used to do is because I'm working. And not just working in a career, but I'm working like on myself, for my family, like trying to build like true wealth, financial freedom, greater connections. The people who understand, they support me. And they know once I make it, we make it. And it's not, oh, you changed because of this, or why you didn't tell me this, or things like that, because we all have the same 24 hours. I just try to make the most out of mine.
Yes.
And that's hard for people to accept, because we truly do make time for what we want. And what I want right now is greater than just myself. And a lot of people can't see past the now, which isn't bad. But you got a dream too.
It ain't that they can't see past it. They looking at the then, trying to find something to dismantle your integrity often now. So you hit it on the head because you can change all you want, but they only gonna remember the one thing you did wrong.
Oh, of course.
And you gotta be okay with it. You said Jesus walked these places, so it take time.
It does. We all got the same 24 hours. The same 24. And I know 8 of mine are dedicated to my job.
My problem might not be your problem. My
We all
problem
got
is
problems.
just like yours.
We all got problems though.
Hashtag my mama. Yeah, I'm in the hot seat, so.
Alright, let's go. Why are you here?
Because I have to be.
Elaborate.
Yeah, give us a little more depth into that.
Why are you here? And why do you have to be here?
Because I'm not running from discomfort anymore. There's always more to the story, but sometimes the moral of the story ain't necessary when you know, because I'm standing up to what hurt me. So now I'm in a place where I want to see if I'm really healed from it. So that's why I'm here.
He a testimony.
That's why I'm here.
Walking
And I'm
testimony.
here to so somebody, that's it. So somebody else can know that you can make it too. If I can make it, because I know you know. If I can make it, you can too.
What has brought you to this point?
Sick and tired. Being sick and tired. Tired of me. Tired of beating myself up for the things I can't change. And just tired of living back here instead of embracing now. Because now it's scary. Because I feel while I'm here now. Then I had no feeling. I was numb. So it's a bunch of reasons. Yeah, I leave that down. That's enough. Because I'm learning to not blame. And just blame myself for the part I played.
What's next?
More death, spiritually. Whatever my Jeremiah 29:11 is. For he knew the plans he had for me already, before the foundations of the earth. So now I'm gonna surrender my will. Cause I don't know who I am, bro. I got a glimpse. But I'm trying to figure out what's next is finding out who I really am. Cause I see him, but it's scary because you gotta let go. You got to be okay. You can't explain, and I can't worry about trying to understand what I can't understand. So what's next is seeing me in the light that I'm supposed to see me in, and instead of the darkness that I've walked in so long. I smile, but it's been dark. So now I want to see me for who I'm supposed to be.
Have you ever stopped to give yourself, I guess, introspection? Because it was along those same sentiments for me. Is I was moving so much, I felt like I wasn't doing enough until I just sat back and reflect. So for you to say, to see yourself in the light, I mean, in comparison to me watching, your story from a few years ago that was, recorded at that time, knowing you now on a more personal, intimate level, in that sense, and intimacy is to get familiar with as we've been on this journey. How would you compare now Stead versus yesterday. And I use yesterday in the sense of the past.
Renewed. Stead, right?
Yeah.
That's it. I'm a new creature today. The problems I had yesterday, I can't hold on to them no more. Because they keep me there.
Right.
I can't go there. I can't get to now. Trying to figure out, trying to hold on to how this happened, why, how and why. So yeah, that's it. That's my answer.
I'm big into etymology, so I'm going to look up what renewed meant from its origin.
New creature. Thinking like Christ. Had the mind of Christ. And not to shorten it up, just to know that Judas at the table with me, I'm still gonna let him eat. And I'm still gonna enjoy my food. But he plays a part of getting Jesus to where he had to go. And whoever your Judas or whatever your Judas is, it's gonna catapult you. You just gotta think like he thought when it happened. We already know. You just gotta get past it. But them feelings and emotions, they can control the situation if you allow it. The one thing now, today, that you can release and not pick it back up, that you've held on to for however long you held on to it.
That is a great question. It's accepting my gift. Because I wouldn't be here. I've always been told I give good advice. I would never believe. I'm so used to people not listening to me. So like now being told like I command a room in a sense, it was hard for me to fathom because it's like, you know, growing up, none of the adults would listen to me, even when I was telling the truth. So it was a lot of stuff that was suppressed that as I grew into this now, as you mentioned a few weeks ago, it was like, you ain't the same person. And that stuck with me. And now I move with confidence. I'm okay with speaking, you know, openly. And I'm comfortable in telling people what I believe is fact, what I actually know, and if I don't know, then I'm okay with giving them proper resources. So, I think it's that.
It's gonna be rough.
Go for it, man.
Could you call the people today that rejected you, that put you in that wall that you hid behind thus many years?
At this moment, yes. As we were saying, I don't know if it's even on camera, I'm developing a relationship with my father. Just a few years ago, he finally acknowledged me to the rest of my brothers and sisters. So I have 8 or 9 other brothers and sisters. I actually got a baby sister. We're the same age, a few months apart. But when he first acknowledged me, I had so much resentment because my brothers and sisters got stories. I ain't got them. So they over here reminiscing, and I feel so left out. But now I can call him and we can laugh, and now we got insiders. I'm learning a lot about myself, my personality that I get from him that I never knew, because I never had that person to go to understand. For the longest, it was just my brother and my sister on my mom's side. That's all I knew until a few years ago. So that's probably one of the bigger ones, but I'm learning to be okay with, because it's for me. I have no expectations of how whoever said person or persons are, how they're going to receive this. But for me, I need to make it known. Like, I've set boundaries with my mom, which a lot of people probably think is crazy. But my childhood, how I was brought up, certain things that have just been tolerated aren't good for my family dynamic. Came in on the end. I'm born in '89, so how I was brought up and how I'm raising my kids, they vary.
Mm-hmm.
I allow my son to cry and express himself. And I try to give him solutions on how to tackle this.
Most definitely.
Mm-hmm.
But how I was brought up was,
Don't cry.
yeah, tough titty. Suck it up, buttercup.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly what my mom used to tell me. So it was hard for my wife. Okay, I'm talk to the camera now. The one thing you can ask my family, I have never done in front of them, and they can all say with complete honesty, they've never seen me cry. I don't know how. I can cry laughing, but emotional, funerals, close friends, relationships. Like, I was a pallbearer for one of my best friends for his mom. She helped raise me, and I couldn't cry. You know how sad that is?
It's a muscle you never used before.
Because I was never taught how to.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't use it. So for the longest, that's probably why I acted out the way I acted out. Because I didn't know how to.
Mm-hmm. You couldn't access that emotion because you've never been taught how to use it.
I never had a connection to it.
Mm-hmm. It's
So something traumatic and everybody over here sad, and I'm like, oh.
You've always been told, don't touch it, don't use it, it don't exist.
And it was so hard for people to accept that like, you could be right now just boo-hooing and I could see the trauma.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just have a blank stare.
Because you blinded by yours.
But as I stated, I'm learning empathy. And so now how I approach certain situations when people bring information to me is like, well, how did that make you feel? People aren't used to hearing it. You know, they'll tell you what they think, but they're not used to telling you how they feel. And so, you know, I want to build that connection in the sense of, I feel that. Can you tell me more? Because I'm learning. You know, while you telling me, you expressing yourself, and it's like, okay. Because I used to compartmentalize that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it buried it deep.
They only hurt us. And we don't notice it until we try to help somebody else. Like my son, it took me a while for him to touch me because I'm not used to it. So that was new to me.
Yeah.
And the weird feeling it gave me, it took me back to like, I ain't never had that. So how in the world am I gonna teach this?
And I can relate to you in that sense because, again, there was no male figure in my life until sophomore, junior year in high school. But by that time, you know, I'm a teenager, you know. I was never a disrespectful kid, like, mischievous, of course, but I always had respect for adults. Just like any kid. I get away with what you let me, and what you didn't, all right, cool. I know how to pump the brakes. Yeah, I didn't have a strong male influence until later in, you know, my teenage years. Mm-hmm. So to see me now, see how I am as a father is like, it was scary for me. I don't know what to do. I've never seen a man around. None of my aunts or cousins ever had like successful relationships. I've never seen a husband, let alone a father, you know.
So how did you pick up the pieces and figure out how to do it yourself? A husband and a father.
So with me, the uniqueness about me is I grew up in '89, so how I was raised is a lot different than in today's time. So I've seen Thank you. The unique thing about me is I pay attention. And this is why I'm so used to people not listening to me, because I'm the fly on the wall. You know I'm there, but I'm not loud. So it's like I become background noise. So I've seen a lot of stuff I wasn't supposed to see. I've seen abusive relationships. How it registered to me, I should never do that. You know, I've seen, you know, cousins and, you know, whatnot go out and do this. Or, you know, see phones and it's like, you know, we out chilling or whatever and they getting spazzed out by their girlfriend or whatever. Oh, I know not to do that. So I became a combination of everything around me. I took all the good that I saw and everything bad, I knew not to do that. Mm-hmm. And everything that I never experienced, what I talked about earlier, you learn from those mistakes. Mm-hmm. But I never willingly put myself in a situation that challenged my integrity. But to earlier points is like in that relationship, the early stages in learning, you know, your spouse outside of the infatuation of being with that person is, why do you do things like this? This is how I see things. So it was a lot of adjustment and compromise that, you know, growing pains that mm-hmm. you grow past.
Yes, yeah. It's pretty good. Put everything together and say, I'm not gonna do that. Take the good and the bad and sift it out and formulate your own thing, because you didn't have the model. You didn't have anything to look at. You just took everything else and just kind of like, yeah, it's pretty good.
Because you could have been what you saw.
You could have been any of those things.
Yes, yeah, not all.
If you talk to like the adults from my past that are like, so my brother and sister on my mom's side, they have the same dad. But Skip, I love you, Skip. He never made me feel like I wasn't his. So in my mind growing up, oh, that's my dad too. Mm-hmm. So I'm saying that to say is like, he was instrumental from a distance, but that's when I used to go visit during the summers. But he never made me feel like out of place. I was always welcome. Like it's things that he's given me to this day, like when I was probably JT's age. And I was like, you remember you gave me that nipple set? I was like, I still got it. And that just blew his mind because, you know, you're a kid, you take something, you know, forget about it, play with it, throw it away, whatever. I still got like key items that he distinctly remembered. Oh yeah, I still got that one, you know. So I believe in like, when I build connections, those are lifelong. So to know me, like any of the adults, that's what I was going with. Okay, so any of the adults you talk to in my past, they're gonna tell you is like, where I come from and who I became, you wouldn't believe it. And that just throws everybody off because, again, I never had true male influence in my life. And to know, like, my upbringing was very strict and whatnot, so the odds were already stacked against me. So to defy all that and mm-hmm. become now is, like, it's still hard to fathom.
It's what you said earlier. You are the criteria. The criterion. Okay. You are the exception.
I just want to say one thing for you. You said Skip is the man that showed you, took the time to show you. My sister and brother, Daddy was the one that was there with me all the way up from 13 to now. And they be mad to have their little moments like, he didn't do that, you gotta realize, he was born in 67.
Yeah.
So what he saw was different. But what I try to get what I know what you're saying. my brother and sister in tears. I'm saying, man, y'all mad at this, but he stayed. And that was the thing that they couldn't get to fathom.
Because they don't know otherwise.
They might be ignorant, crazy, but he didn't leave. And I applaud him for that, because in the song I said, there was only one that didn't leave. So, even my dad left. And the fact of him not even being there, you know, Josh probably gets, he never remembered. He met my daddy with me for the one time I ever seen him.
I remember you talking about that in the video.
So.
And Josh was shocked.
Yeah, he don't remember nothing.
Oh yeah, I do remember that time.
So, I understand where you're coming from. And the fact that you are sitting here showing your scars. You know, I like to say it's with 2 billion people in the world. Well, 8 billion. 6 billion of them, well, not 6. 400 billion. Let's say 400,000 of those men that that have the access to run across it. Never been in a room where they can tell what you feeling, but they hearing it and seeing that it's okay from you.
Oh yeah.
So I applaud you.
I appreciate it.
Because you could have been a statistic, but you didn't let your feelings override the purpose. You know, God knew they were having for you. It was just that you had to walk it out.
Like DJ Unk.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. And him was good.
Hey.
But it's serious, boy.
No.
No.
Most definitely.
That was great. That was great. I was just saying, like, sometimes we got, like you said, you cry laughing. And one day when they do hit you, because you're going to experience it.
Oh, yeah.
But the closer, but see, that's the thing you and God got to do. It ain't even going to be for nobody. It's going to be for you, boy. You think you light down that piece. Like, I'm in a place now, I be, see, when I want to cry, it's a problem. I just need it to happen. Sometimes it happen in the truck. But I feel it coming, so I know where you're going. But I'm telling you from who I am and what I know and what I'm hearing.
I'm looking forward to
Be ready for it.
Yeah.
And don't run from it.
I've ran enough, and it's always led me back to this, my gift, which is my gift of gab. Yeah. Basically, everybody knows. But again, I'm so used to people not listening to me that I never took although I said everything with integrity, I never believed in it the way people, again, the perception of people, of me and how I felt about myself did not correlate.
Sure. I spoke to a room full of people and didn't believe it for myself. But as long as they were good, I was fine.
And that's what I'm learning to let go. Is if it's just one person, because there have been moments, like even jokes in old sitcoms, like that one line is always stuck with me. Like the reason why this is plastered everywhere.
What did they say?
What is the best that can happen?
See live.
Yeah, mic drop.
Hidden pain, what would you tell me?
The hidden stuff always comes out. Whether it feels good, the pain can feel good sometimes. You get so accustomed to feeling it that you hide it. And you keep it over there so nobody can see it or feel it. Like, you get so used to feeling it, then it's all the same. It's just so repetitious. But it comes out. It comes out no matter what. So don't hide it. Different ways to show that pain. Not to display it for everybody to see on social media. Not to flaunt about it like it's a good thing. It can be a good thing. But you confide in people that are like the other end of the iron, sharpening the iron. Wise counsel to people that won't judge you for what that pain is, what that pain was. They can listen to you. Sometimes don't say nothing. Sometimes just say, I hear you, I feel you. That's what we need sometimes. But don't hide the pain. Let it out. So you gotta, even if it ain't crying, just let out whatever it is.
I agree. You gotta be vulnerable.
That's it.
You gotta be vulnerable.
That's really it. I sent out like 8 messages the other day saying I just want you to know I love you. Ain't nothing wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't used to that. Nah. So it's uncomfortable. Because I don't know how they gonna take it. Are they gonna reject me? What would you say about rejection?
It's dangerous. Rejection is dangerous. It's normal. It's normal. Because I've never had a problem with rejection until I got married, probably. And it was some stuff that, this is like the person that's closest to me now. So I'm like constantly trying to do stuff to make sure everything's good, on her end, on my end. And sometimes it don't turn out like that. It's not copacetic always. It can be hard to please all parties, if you will. But as long as you are pleasing the man upstairs, that will trickle down to you, and you got enough to pass on to other people. Pass it on to your wife, your kids, your friends, associates. It's hard to. You can't walk on in life with rejection. Rejection can turn into some nasty stuff. Cause if you carry it like some baggage, it gets heavy. And then you formulate the past rejections on your present experiences with people and your future experiences with people. It's all tied to fear. Fear, what if this or what if not that? And it's all up here.
Fear is a fantasy.
It's a fantasy, man. It's built up in your mind. Like all that stuff is built up in your mind. It constructs, the devil sprinkles on there to construct something in your mind that's not real.
And then if we're gonna be deeper, we say we got faith, but fear and faith want you to believe the same thing.
They can't coexist.
Yeah, but you don't know. You can't see neither one of them.
That's true. That's true.
So
you can't. Fear and faith are built on the same thing. Something that you can't see.
But you gotta trust it. And
people trust fear more than they trust faith. Most of the time.
Because they're used to what they've seen from the rejection. Because if we're talking about rejection, they're used to that. The faith part is unknown. So we would rather go with what we used to.
That's actually human behavior.
I was just gonna say human nature.
Yeah. The fear of loss outweighs.
Gravitates.
That's what it is. Because most of the time you're just scared.
Well, human nature, like in general, gravitates to negativity. Anything that, like your brain is more like prone to remember something bad that happened than something good. Like it's harder to keep those good memories than it is to keep the bad. Like keep the bad memories than it is to keep the good ones. Because you remember trauma, and you scraped your knee here, and you bumped your toe there. You can feel that. Like it was, but you have to. It takes real energy to twist it around and say, yeah, I scraped my knee there, but I was on my way to the finish line and I won.
Get fixated on the feeling versus the solution to the problem. So in the same breath is like, yeah.
And the feeling is deceptive. That's the crazy thing.
Because that was that moment. That was a mistake or a failure that you encountered.
Which opens the door to regret. I got a question, but I don't know how to ask it. So I'm going to ask it the best of my ability. You said that you didn't have to deal with regret until you got married. Rejection. Until you didn't have to deal with it.
I didn't feel like
or did you not notice it?
Probably didn't notice it. I didn't feel like I had an issue with it. It's a lot of things that didn't really come to my attention until,
To what? Okay. To what?
Till I got that person that was sitting right next to me.
That kept it a buck with you.
100 all the time. All the time. She brought that balance to a lot of stuff, and really like humbled me a lot, because I'm still that dude, but I always felt like I probably thought more highly of myself than I should have.
But that's okay.
But it started with the premarital counseling though. Well, my own pastor apostle told me, in so many words, you ain't all that in a bag of chips. She like to say that, but
Make two of us, right?
and I was like, dang. And I was thinking, I'm like, okay, I got it made going up in here. Like, she know me.
She on my side.
She on my side all day, and she took the other person's side. Man, whip me up, man. She took
beyond me.
Yeah.
She took my future wife's side. Had me thinking like, does she need to marry me? Like, really? And it really humbled me. It had me. That was like the beginning of my self-reflection journey. Like when I started looking at myself first before anything. Because it was used to be everybody else. Like everybody else it was something wrong with everybody except me. And now it's like, okay, yeah, they messed up, but what about me though? Like, what can I do to make whatever this situation is better?
Remember that I was there once and pushed them to go past what they is.
Say that again.
Remember that when you saying what's wrong, you said, yeah, they messed up, but what can I do? Push them, because you've been there before.
Yeah.
Instead of belittling.
Instead of saying there's something wrong with them, I ain't gonna fool with them, but what can I do to help them and
pick them up?
Yeah. And that makes me better. Yeah. In return. So
because you see you.
Yeah.
In a new space, because you notice what you never noticed. You said you started when you got married. I was 2 years old. It's like 72 hours ago that this just hit. That I'm a part of it. A bunch of it was me. I've said that, but I know it now. Because I saw it. So yeah, I understand what you're saying. I just want to let you know that you're better off than you thought. Because I just got it today. And I've been telling them since then. But I got it now. I got it now.
Everybody tired. You ain't got nothing else for me.
Oh, I got something for you. I just was
letting it sit. You was marinating the fuss.
Yeah, I was letting it sit with Rashad and asked none of it.
No, I'm in the moment, so it's...
I really processed
it. If you ain't got nothing, don't say nothing.
Yeah.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Where did you probably told me this in passing before, but the conception of real talk. Your need to create, as you call it, you birthed this baby. What sparked that? I know why it, kind of sizzled down, but the need to bring it back up now. So the beginning of the journey.
And then what now?
Yeah.
Why now? So the beginning of the journey, I don't know if I can put a finger on the exact moment of the aha, but I know I just remember thinking about, man, these women have so many outlets. They can go amongst themselves and talk and cry and release their emotions. They may be judging, inside, but it's acceptable, for women to express their emotions. Then they got, the shows and stuff that they watch, and I feel like all we had was ESPN, or, we go to the bar and talk, and what do we really talk about as men? Like, stereotypically speaking, like men talk about women, cars, sports, what else? That's about it.
Yeah.
So there needs to be a safe space. Like, ultimately, the space needs to be everywhere, not just within the confines of this podcast, not the confines of the conversations that we have, but it needs to be global.
Making it normal.
It needs to be normal to have conversations about, I can't cry because I never have. I don't know how to. Or I just realized today that I'm the problem, and now I'm gonna be the solution. People need to hear that. Like, once they start seeing that we talk about these things, and I mean, all it takes is one person. Like, if one person sees this, and like, man, one thing that we said changed their life, or changed whatever direction that they're going positively. That's the goal. And the reason, fizzled out for fatigue, really. And hot seat talk, real talk. I haven't always been the best at consistency, like, because consistency and commitment have to coexist. And my level, I've been checking everything that I do. I check my level of commitment. Like, with whatever you guys have going on, like, I can't think of a way out of it. I need to think of a way, okay, how can I help somebody because they help me? Or even, not even really for that, because they need help. I gotta stay committed now. I'm not trying, I am. Staying committed now to whatever it is I'm doing. Yeah. And it says, do all them things as unto the Lord, like, whatever you do. Sweeping the floor, putting dishes up, taking the wife on a date, like, building houses, selling, whatever it is, it's I gotta be committed to it. And that's what this is. That's what me, resurrecting this thing, because it's necessary. And somebody's gotta do it. Somebody needs to be committed to it. And I hear people all the time, like, send me messages. I see them in town, see them in the grocery store, like, man, keep doing what you're doing, man. When you gonna do another podcast? And that really, like, reminds you, and this is just in town, like, for people that know me, and think how far, if you get it gets to the right person, it shares it to the right person, it shares it to the right person. Like, just think how it spreads out and how people can be changed and how people can learn how to do this thing that we're doing right now. Talking to each other, like, real talk, like the camera's not even on.
Yeah. So I knew it was real when I called you and said, bro, I'm down here in Memphis. It's 40,000 people here.
And they recognize
Big Steady. They recognized me out of all the people there. They said, you real talk? You and Josh? Big Steady, 2G?
That's crazy.
I was like, wait a minute. I said, Josh.
Felt like a superstar for a second.
I said, bro, they know us, and then it's a long line. They like, who are they? They got this podcast, and they be on there keeping it real. Now look, they might have been turned too, but he ain't forget. He knew.
That's crazy.
And like the 10, 15 people around him, oh, we gotta check it out. I don't know if they did. But like you said, I'm gonna tell you one.
You gotta stay consistent with it and keep going. It can't, like, okay, the hiatus is over. This is the start. This is why I felt like the consistency of every Thursday, if we're gonna do it, let's do it. Even if it's this, like you said, something different, switch it up. But it's content that we're building up. Right. And we also making it a habit. And my schedule knows, my wife knows, my mom knows. I mean, everybody knows that this is Thursday. It's Thursday. We finna do a podcast. Let's go. So it just it's keeping myself accountable, and because before I sat on this, and the Lord he already told me. He said, your headache is going to go away when you sit up there. Because it was like, the whole time we was talking, riding down from New Albany, it was like, it felt like my eyes was being pushed into my head. It was, man, when I sat up here, it's all good. Even if my head was hurting, I'm still doing it. Because it's something that needs to be done.
Because you that dude.
Commitment don't care nothing about how you feel or what's going on around you. Kids jumping and playing, making noise. I mean, let's do it. Forget all that.
Nothing can distract you from the purpose.
That's all it was.
That's it.
But you hear them over there? I wasn't hearing nothing. They probably was making the same noise when we was over here talking.
Mm-hmm.
You hear them over there? They over there making all that noise. You need to go, man, sit down somewhere. Get in that hot seat.
That's what it be about, bro.
But yeah, that's it. Now the sky's the limit for it. Because it's the right time now. Because when I contacted you, I was like,
many moons ago.
But when you expressed to me like the timing of how I contacted you in your life, the transition period that you
really
and
caught me.
I'm going through a transition period too.
You really caught me on like I would say probably at the peak of me reading, me developing like new skill sets, me wanting to grow, like
developing into who you about to become or who you're already becoming.
Like really stepping into that purpose, not hiding from like what's natural, like you know. I've always, again, I'm so used to people not hearing me that now I have an opportunity to say something and be heard. So switching that mindset.
And when you say something, it's like you don't say something often. Well, today you've been talkative. But for the most part,
I had coffee. So.
When you say something, it's like sprinkle. Like I say, you say like 5 or 6 words, and you like, dang, it make you really like think about it, like macro. Dang.
I know you're in a hot seat. The crazy thing is, like, what really just my aha moment was recently talking to my team lead. She has a notebook of everything I've said that just resonated with her. I did not know this until I was giving her some critical feedback because she loves the way to improve.
The gospel of Rashad.
And I was just like, she was like, yeah, look. And I was like, wow. And I told her, I was like, I suffer from, people not listening. She was like, no, I share, like, it sticks with me. I apply it.
You don't suffer from it anymore.
I don't. I suffered.
Guess what? Take a deep breath. You do make a difference.
Hey. But you're in a hot seat, so.
Yeah.
But see, when you're in the hot seat, it ain't about you all the time.
It ain't.
When you're in the hot seat, sometimes you just close and disembark. Okay? It ain't about you all the time.
It ain't.
When you're in the hot seat, sometimes you just close and disembark. Okay? When it's your moment, it's your moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like you reaching out.
You are enough, brother.
No, I'm really grateful for y'all. That's why I want to support your endeavors. And before we even agreed to try this scenario out, I text you one. I was like, "Hey, you want to utilize this time?" Like,
yeah.
So
we're on one accord. And my wife told me, she still tells me, like, you got to win a team. You finally got to win a team. And some of the players never left, but we added to the team.
you built like the bench.
You had to sit on the bench. He was the bench.
TEAM. You got a whole team.
Mm-hmm.
In all different facets.
Yeah.
But we all add collectively to the.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't that we didn't have a team before. We just learned how to be great team players.
Mm-hmm.
Now we championship minded. It's about the goal. It ain't about about us, because it fell on us in moments.
Mm-hmm.
He have a moment, I have a moment. But we trying to win, bro.
Hey, everybody can't be Mike.
Bro.
Oh no.
Nobody.
I'm Mike, obviously.
I'm LeBron. Most hated.
Okay.
But I got y'all, whatever you need. I'm here. I can run 1 through 5. What you want to play point today? I can fill in for you.
That'll work.
Ready.
That'll work.
You need me to go 5 and box out? You know I do that.
I take.
Now I can't be a 2 or a 3 too much because I ain't shooting like talking about. You know what I'm saying? But I can guard them out there.
Hey, I drop 52 with the fluke.
Nailed it. Man, you know what
Come
I'm
through for you guys.
That's not meant. See light. That was another light. That was another light drop. That concludes Iron Sharpening Iron.